I see that we see out in the field day in, day out on the flooding issues. I mean, I just don't understand how that got past us.
Just keep going back and forth. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, again, if it was accidentally not distributed, we can redistribute, but it's not the type of policy you're thinking of. It's interdepartmental policies where, Public Works knows they have to go put out sandbag pallets at this elevation of creek level. I'm not sure if the council really wants to vote on things like that. It's more of a staff operational issue. But of course, what we want you to do is take a look at the policy. If you've got some suggestions on things we may need to add, but it's certainly not something you guys would vote on.
Will that be out in tomorrow's packet, that policy?
Yeah, sure, I can put it in there, sure.
I'm done.
Alderman Lazar.
Just a comment on your strategic priority list here. I think it was very well done, and it gave me, as an alderman, a really good handle as far as how our strategic plan is in place. I think before I came here, I don't think we had one, and to see this and see it the way that it's organized, I just want to congratulate you and your staff on presenting something like this to us. Thank you.
Well, don't thank me, thank yourselves. You guys are the one that came up with the plan, so. Thank you.
Anyone else? Nunzio?
A couple of things that Jeff mentioned. Something's gonna be coming up with the Elgin O'Hare. I think it was in the packet last week. He put on the manager's report about they're gonna give you the basic wall of the underpass over Thorndale Road. They're gonna give you options if you care to improve certain things or whatnot. There's another meeting coming up next Monday. Hopefully we'll have more details on that. As far as the FEMA NAEMA money, speaking with Mr. Marcourt in Springfield, if we don't hear something mid next week, then we're gonna start reaching out to the new Congresswoman.
Anyone else? Okay. Mr. Manager, you got anything else?
No, just we'll have it for you in hard copy format, and we're also going to throw it on Dropbox permanently, so that way you can always reference it, at a meeting or whatever. So it'll always be in Dropbox. Then we'll give you a nice hard bounded copy like the CIP. That's it.
I'm not, with Alderman Wesley saying about the website, could you give me 6 months? Is it gonna be done in 6 months or 5 months, or, I don't wanna say a whole year here.
Fortunately for you, we have the expert here tonight videotaping, so
Wow.
we'll have to call him out. I'd rather him answer that question.
Come on out, Nick.
In regards to the website, it is a long process to take all the data off of the current site and put it on a new one, so a time frame is not really realistic. It could be between 6 months, it could be a year. I don't anticipate it going any further than a year. I think that would be on the high end. From May 1, correct. So, when the next year's budget takes place.
But no more than a year.
No. That would be on the high end.
Okay. Mayor?
Hey, Nick, I don't know what's left for you to do for this current budget year, but if you get done ahead of schedule for this current budget, could you start this project in this budget? I mean, I don't think the council's gonna have a problem if you start early, if we have to make a small budget amendment since it's gonna be in the next budget anyways.
Sure, I could do that. If I do finish what we need to do, we still have computers to install, and that's going to take some time to make sure everything is in order with that. Also, we have a server replacement that's on this year's CIP, and once that's done, there's no reason I can't start early.
Right, if you get done early, that's
Sure.
So we don't have to wait till May 1
Sure.
because we didn't pass the budget yet.
Okay, thank you. One more thing, Jeff. I'm really gonna be pushing about sharing things with projects with other towns. I mean, 8 years ago, I mentioned it at the fire department, and I've been here for 4 years, and I've been mentioning it for 4 years here and here. And now it's 4 years now, and I mean, I'm sure the people wanna see money saved, and this is the way to do it, sharing. So, okay, thank you. Items to be considered future meeting, CIP, January 24th. Budget, 2014 in February. Residential finance agreement in February. What is that? Is that the garbage? Could we put that off to March?
Oh, if the rest of the council doesn't object, we can always push that off.
Do I hear any objections? The residential financial, franchise agreement, it's the garbage, correct?
Elizabeth Park.
Anyone object? Alderman Woods?
Why do you want to push it off?
Because the board over Elizabeth Park has not made a final,
Right, but this doesn't,
that's what he's
that
asking.
doesn't affect this, does it?
I'm thinking that it does, that's why I'm,
Yeah, correct. We're meeting with the Elizabeth Park Board, I believe it's the last Wednesday of January, which I think is January 30th, to kind of go over the concept with them. Because they're, I forget if it's 25 or 40% of the residential portion that we would try to pick up under this agreement. So if they're not on board with it, or if they have any questions, then it really wouldn't behoove the city to move forward with the rest of them with this significant of a block being taken out of the equation. So I guess really, I mean, a lot's going to be determined at that meeting. If it completely goes south of that meeting, then this might just disappear completely from the agenda.
were you informed of that meeting, Alderman Woods?
I was. Both of them.
Oh, that must've been in the meeting when I was on vacation.
There was.
Okay.
Your fault.
It's my fault, that's fine. Okay, so February still, I mean, you'll be able to get it done?
Yeah, because I mean, it's predominantly going to hinge on that meeting with Elizabeth Park. So
Okay. Mr. Mayor?
Received a couple of emails, and actually even a couple of elected officials have mentioned about a volunteer recognition dinner that was taken out of the budget about 4 years ago when the state started shorting us, and there was talk of them maybe holding back $1 million. And I think they're still behind 250 or 300,000, Brad, is that correct? Something like that?
somewhere in there. The good news is they're behind the same amount every month now.
Okay, so during budget review, if the council wishes.
We will be bringing up a lot of things in the budget about recognition dinners and a bunch of other new things. Alderman Winger?
I just want to restate that I really do want to see a volunteer recognition dinner as soon as possible. These people give their time, and it's a small token of appreciation, but I believe it goes a long way. So I would like to see that in the near future. Thank you.
Mr. Manager?
We can proactively just do an expanded level item in the budget, and then you guys can just, so we know it'll be out there already, we'll do an expanded level item, and you guys can choose at that time if you want to put it in or not.
Anything else? Need a motion to adjourn? Make them form a motion.
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Thank you.
Call the Public Works Committee order, make the minute, take a note, the same people are present. I need a motion to approve the minutes for December 13, 2012. That is my motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Changes, corrections? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Report and recommendation, engineer SOQ results. This is, a committee was formed to put this, look at several engineer people, and I believe, how many came in, 30?
35.
35, and they have isolated down for a list of people. Jeff, you want to take this? Or?
Sure, sure. As Chairman Wesley said, a special subcommittee was formed by the mayor. We did send out official request for a statement of qualifications for engineering services for a whole plethora of disciplines. I think there are 10 or 12 of them. We got those submittals back. The subcommittee did review the submittals. I think we met twice, had a couple lengthy meetings to rank the submittals. There were 35 submittals. We were able to narrow that down to 12 firms that the committee felt confident in recommending. I should say the subcommittee felt confident in recommending to the Public Works Committee. Those 12 are listed in your packets. Staff's looking for some direction on basically, start. The goal was to start our list from scratch with engineering firms. So these would be the only 12 firms on the list of approved engineers, and the list would be updated on a 2-year basis. So these would be the firms we could work with for the next 2 years. I'm not really sure if there's any other questions on the process or anything like that, but staff is seeking a motion for recommending these firms be on the list.
I have one question. The outfit that did the engineer for the lights on the bridge, and who was that again?
Strand?
Okay. All right. So I will obtain them. I'll make a motion to prove that 12 engineer people that are listed on the list that is in front of you for 2 years. So do I have to put a time limit?
We were looking at doing through November of 2014, and then we'll go out and do the process again.
Okay, that will be my motion.
Second.
Questions, concerns? Let's do a roll call vote on this.
Alderman Woods,
Yes.
Alderman Lazara,
Yes.
Alderman Winger,
Yes.
Alderman Eugene Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Sizmarsky,
No.
Alderman Coles,
Yes.
Alderman Roy Wesley.
Yes.
I would also ask that the city sends a thank you note for all the people that submitted them, and thank you for submitting them to us. And then I would also ask that the city sends a letter to these people saying that they are on the list. Jeff?
Can we wait until after the council meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
But I would like that to be done, though. Okay. Item number 5, report of recommendation, pay request, Maximo Construction for the North Water Wastewater Treatment Plant Upgrade Phase 1 project, not to exceed $896,693.80. That will be my motion.
Second.
I have a second. Questions? Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Woods,
Yes.
Alderman Lazara,
Yes.
Alderman Winger,
Yes.
Alderman Eugene Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Sizmarsky,
No.
Alderman Coles,
Yes.
Alderman Roy Wesley.
Yes.
Okay. The other item on the agenda is a report and recommendation for Clark Mosquito Contract Award. I will inform you that this contract is identical from the one they submitted. They didn't do any updates. The thing is that this includes the spraying for the Prairie Fest, Police Night Out, Movie in the Park. Am I missing anything?
No, that's it.
So I will make the motion that we approve the contract to Clark Mosquito
Second.
What was the amount not to exceed? You have it?
$46,440.90 for the first 2 years.
Right.
And then in the third year, $47,835, which is an adjustment that would equal roughly 3%. They've also agreed to adjust the cost of CPI, which could be less than that 3%. But that number there reflects 3%.
So that will be added into the motion. Did you get all those dollar amounts? Okay, secondary agree?
I agree.
But, Mr. Rosario, question?
Yeah, I know last year we had some special spraying because of the mosquito problem that we had. What is the cost that we have? Do we know that up front as far as if we have someone or Clark come out and do a special spray for us?
Oh, go ahead.
I don't know if I could verify the specific costs that we incurred for those sprays last year. As it was represented here, it was included in the cost that you see referenced here tonight.
What we did is when we did the budget, we added a different, additional spray if necessary that we had to add.
Okay.
Unfortunate, we did use all the 5 sprays last year because they were pretty nasty out there.
Right.
So we did, because when they do their proposal, they do it all in one lump sum, their contract, and it's the 5 spray in a budget, and then they'll break that down. But I'll be more than happy to try to get that for you before committee, council meeting.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else? Christine Weir?
Thank you. So I'm clear, are we looking to sign up for another 3 years, or is this just an additional year? It looks like it is for the 3 years, 2013, 2014, and 2015, so I have my answer there. Did we ask them what type of products they're gonna use? And I realize you're new on the job, so it might not know, but do we know what products they're gonna use? Are they environmentally friendly? Are there other companies that have better products, that sort of thing?
Clark services the majority community. The community that I come to you from also was using Clark for the services. They use a product that is as environmentally friendly as possible. And the products, again, are comparable regardless of the community that you work in or that they work in. So I think we can be comfortable that they're effective and also environmentally friendly, as the industry standard is derived in that regard.
Okay, thank you.
So, Mr. Mike Smarsky?
For Rick, also like you look into pellets for the sewers, unless the city decides to start cleaning the storm sewers out, because I've seen the excessive leaves in there. And I know it's not your fault. It's
Understood.
just something that needs to be taken care of, because if the wet leaves and everything stay down there, then it's a breeding ground, and that spray doesn't even cover that.
It's
So
in the
That's correct.
contract.
There's bricks available that you just drop in there, and then as the water passes through there, it reacts with the brick, and then
right,
it eventually works to solve that problem
get a
that you just
price on
described.
it or see what they
It's in the
charge us extra.
contract. They do.
They do it, but
Am I right?
we're gonna have to. I don't think it is.
Jeff? I think they do it. Jeff, go ahead.
I wasn't going to speak to the pellet issue. I'm not sure on that one. I was going to go back to Alderman Winger's concern. Alderman Wesley, I'm sure you'll agree. We tried to deviate and move away from Clark for, I think, a year or two with another company, and the city was definitely not pleased with the level of service we received. So that's why we're pretty happy with Clark's services.
Go ahead. It's in the contract.
To your question, it is included in the contract as
Okay.
well. So for 4,500 catch basins.
Thank you.
Mr. Coles?
Jeff, that was a company from South Carolina that came in, and they didn't want to they didn't want to re-sign the contract for the next year because they said it cost them too much money to have the equipment up here and the men up here. So that's one of the reasons why And they did, I thought they did a pretty good job.
Okay,
Clark is much better.
so I have a motion, I have a second. Mr. Woods, I'm sorry.
Was the prior contract a 3-year term contract?
Yes, it was.
Okay. That was the only question. Thank you.
Okay, I will, I have a motion, I have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item consider future meetings. The only thing that I will add to the future meeting, I believe we attended a public, treatment plant meeting. I think we'll give you guys some update, on what's going on with that, for you guys are aware of it. You care address the issue that may raise for funding that we might have to come up with?
Sure, sure.
Really brief, so that's why we'll give you update.
Briefly, they are working within a certain part of the plant and doing some work in some of the concrete basins. When they take those concrete basins offline and drain them to do the work that they need to do inside of the basin, there is about 8 inches of grit that remains in the bottom of those tanks. That is a unexpected condition, to have that much material in the bottom of the tanks. The city will need to work with a vendor to assist us in removing this residue in the bottom of the tanks, so that the work that needs to be conducted as part of the contract can be conducted. So we should expect to have a change condition that we're going to seek some quotes from multiple vendors and get the best price, but it's something that we'll have to seek specialty services for. We have one quote right now, and again, we'll seek some additional quotes. Until those quotes come in, I'd rather make sure that we understand what the real value of it is before I communicate that to you.
Well, I think we'll put together a little spread on what went down at the meeting, on, timelines, at the on time, whatever, for their brief with that. Mr. Coles.
That's to be expected, because the plant being so old. I mean, it's at least 50 years old, I believe, somewhere around there, because I know it's 40, and it's probably older than that, but that is to be expected. Whenever you work on something old, you always can't foresee what they're gonna run into, so you may have a cracked bracing, and that's causing it to bring up the dirt, so there will be probably several changes coming through. So as they complete one thing, something else comes up.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Mr. Rosaro.
Rich, for our viewing audience at home, can you introduce yourself? Because I don't think people know who you are.
My name is Richard Gallus. I am your new Public Works Director. 20 years ago or so, I come to you all the way from Wisconsin. I've been here for the last 20 years. I currently live in North Aurora, right off of 88. Quick ride here. I'm here to serve the citizens of the city of Wooddale. Prior to this, I served the citizens of the city of St. Charles. And I'm looking to take some of the lessons I learned there and bring them here and do what I can to make the city of Wooddale's Public Works Department as efficient as I possibly can.
Welcome.
Alderman Roy Wesley.
I might be stepping over here, but I just want to make sure here. There's employees that get stipends for having licenses and stuff like that. Mr. Kramer had his applicator's license. I don't know if anyone in the city has an applicator license for spraying and license like that. Is it? I don't know if it's required of the director to have that applicator's license, and I don't know if it's the council that makes that decision to do that or not. But I think it should be required that the director has an applicator's license, because our operators are probably not legal right now to spray anything right now. And those guys do get stipends. Their license is good for 3 years, and their licenses may not be good right now. So I want to make it perfectly clear that the city won't take away their stipends because we might not have an applicators.
Jeff?
Certainly, the city doesn't want to get involved in contract violations by taking away any stipends. And the city will make sure that we have our operator and applicator licenses that we need to have.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, because it's our fault.
Let's,
We'll blame you.
we'll play on future,
We'll blame you.
I mean, future items. Anything else on future items?
Landscaper.
Okay.
Anything else? I'll make a motion to adjourn. Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.